The bedroom was a battlefield and I was losing. Claire's words hit like shrapnel. I don't want intimacy because you're bad in bed. Her voice, sharp and cold, sliced through the dim glow of our bedside lamp, leaving me stunned on the edge of the mattress. My hands gripped the sheets, knuckles whitening, as if I could anchor myself against the humiliation. Her hazel eyes, usually warm, were flinty, unyielding. I wanted to scream, to demand how she could say something so cruel, but my throat locked tight, choking on the weight of her truth or her lie. The silence that followed was worse. It wasn't just quiet. It was a living thing, heavy with accusation, slithering between us. Claire turned away, her auburn hair spilling over the pillow like blood from a wound. I stared at the curve of her shoulder, the familiar slope I'd traced 1,000 times, now foreign territory. How long had she felt this way? Was it a fleeting jab? Or had this disgust been festering unspoken for years? My mind raced, replaying every touch, every kiss, searching for the moment I'd failed her. I didn't sleep that night. The ceiling fan's hum mocked me, a relentless drone over my spiraling thoughts. By morning I was raw, my chest hollowed out, but a flicker of defiance sparked. If I was the problem, I'd fix it. I'd become the man she couldn't resist. But as I watched her sip coffee at the kitchen counter, her phone buzzing incessantly, a prickle of doubt crept in. Why was she so distant even now, her fingers dancing over the screen with a secrecy she didn't bother to hide? The next week was a blur of self-improvement. I read books on intimacy, watched videos, even booked a session with a therapist who specialized in male confidence. I studied my reflection in the bathroom mirror, noting the gray flecks in my stubble, the tired lines around my eyes. Was this what she saw? A man who'd let himself go? I hit the gym, sweat pooling on the floor as I pushed through reps, each grunt a silent vow to prove her wrong. But every night, Claire slipped into bed with her back to me, her phone glowing under the covers. The buzz of incoming texts was a needle in my spine. One evening I couldn't take it anymore. "Who's texting you so late?" I asked, keeping my tone light, though my pulse hammered. She didn't look up from her book. "Just work," she said, her voice flat, dismissive. The lie was so blatant it stung. Work didn't text at 11 p.m. with emojis. I wanted to snatch the phone to see the truth for myself, but I didn't. Not yet. Instead, I watched. I noticed the way she angled her screen away from me, the way she smiled at it, soft, secretive, the kind of smile she hadn't given me in months. The signs piled up like storm clouds. A new perfume, sharp and floral, clung to her clothes. She started leaving for meetings at odd hours, her excuses vague but polished. Client dinner, she'd say, or team drinks. But her heels were too high. Her dresses too fitted for corporate small talk. I rationalized it. She was stressed, overworked, maybe even trying to impress me by looking her best. But the doubt gnawed deeper, a splinter under my skin. I began checking her coat pockets when she wasn't home, finding receipts for lunches at places we'd never been together. One with a scribbled note. "Miss you already." My heart was a war drum, pounding with equal parts dread and fury. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I needed proof, something undeniable to shatter the fragile hope I still clung to. So I became a ghost in my own marriage, watching her every move. I noticed how she'd linger in the bathroom, the shower running longer than usual, as if washing away evidence. I heard her laugh on the phone, low and intimate, in a way she never laughed with me anymore. Each clue was a cut, bleeding out my trust. One night she said she was meeting a colleague for drinks. I nodded, my face a mask of calm, but as soon as her car pulled away I grabbed my keys. The city was a blur of neon and rain, the wipers thumping in time with my racing heart. I followed her taillights to a bar downtown, a place we'd never gone together. Through the fogged window I saw her, Claire, radiant in a black dress, leaning close to a man I didn't know. His hand grazed her arm and she didn't pull away. My stomach churned, bile rising as I watched her laugh, her head tilting the way it used to when we were new, when love was a spark instead of a scar. I didn't storm in. I sat in my car, rain hammering the roof, my hands trembling on the wheel. Part of me wanted to believe it was innocent, a friend, a coworker, a misunderstanding. But the truth was a blade cutting through my denial. I drove home, the city lights smearing like tears across the windshield. When she came back, smelling of wine and that unfamiliar cologne, I said nothing. I couldn't. The words were trapped, tangled in the wreckage of my heart. The next day I hacked her phone. It wasn't hard. She used the same password for everything. The messages were a gut punch. Can't wait to see you again. You make me feel alive. He doesn't suspect a thing. His name was Ethan, a coworker she'd mentioned in passing, always with a casual shrug. The text stretched back months, a timeline of betrayal that overlapped with every moment I'd thought we were okay. I read them until my eyes burned, each word a fresh wound. She'd lied about everything, her feelings, her desires, her fidelity. That night, I waited until she was asleep. I stood over her, watching her breathe, her face soft and unguarded. I wanted to shake her awake, to scream, to demand why. But I didn't. Instead, I left. I packed a bag, wrote a note. I know about Ethan. I'm done. And walked out into the cold dawn. The door clicked shut behind me, a sound as final as a gunshot. But the twist came later, when I checked my email from a cheap motel room. A message from Ethan, of all people, forwarded from Claire's account by mistake. I'm sorry, it read. I didn't know she was married. She told me you were separated. My breath caught, my mind reeling. Claire had lied to him too, spinning a web of deceit that ensnared us both. I pictured her alone now, waking to my note, realizing her secrets had unraveled. Did she feel guilt? Panic? Or nothing at all? I didn't go back. Not yet. The betrayal wasn't just hers, it was mine, for believing love could blind me to the truth. The road stretched ahead, empty and gray, and I drove, chasing a horizon I couldn't yet see, haunted by the ghost of a marriage I thought I knew.